Hi, this is Kathie from Craft with Kathie. Thanks for joining me this evening. I have a beautiful project to work on tonight. It is actually using December's Club Couture transfer. And if you're not familiar with Club Couture, it is actually a subscription package that basically sends a little bundle of creativity to you once a month. It comes straight to your door. It includes an 8.5 by 11 inch transfer that is exclusive to club members and to designers. It comes with 3 individual paste packets that are color coordinated for the project. This is the colors that go with It's a Wonderful World are eucalyptus, shimmer gold, and then forest green. This is my pesto. I didn't have an individual single in the forest green. And I'm going to do things a little bit differently because I'm going to be putting this transfer on our Aiden chalkboard, and because it's a black chalkboard, I want to lighten things up a little bit. So I'm probably going to use olive shimmer frost and rose gold as opposed to the forest and the eucalyptus. I just think it'll brighten it up a little bit on a black background. I'm coming at you from the suburbs west of Chicago. Drop me a line, let me know where you're viewing from. So Club Couture comes directly to your door for $21.99 plus tax. Shipping's on us. It includes your very first Club Couture offering. The first month that you get will also include a mini squeegee, so you have a squeegee to actually do the project. And there's enough paste in the individual packets to do this project 2 or more times. You pick whatever surface you want to do it on. You could do it on chalkboard, you could do it on wood, you could do it on canvas, you could do it on like the canvas, the stretched canvas from the craft stores, things like that, whatever. I just think this is such a beautiful sentiment, and the font's pretty, and I couldn't say enough about it. So this is December's. The only way to get this transfer is by either being a designer or a Club Couture member. So it's exclusive to Club Couture members and designers. So I'm going to do this on an Aiden board. Now I have another Aiden board that I've used for a couple years now, and I decided that I didn't want to erase what was on it for tonight's project. So this is my spear. It's a nice sturdy, heavy-duty chalkboard with a very long warranty, and it's distressed. It's intentionally distressed, and you could hang it horizontally or vertically. It's beautiful. So that's what I'm going to use. I want to fuzz my transfer first before I put it down and get chalking. So let me write on the back of it. I like writing on the back the name of my transfer so that it tells me what backing goes to what transfer, and also prohibits me from putting the backing on the wrong way. And I'll show you why that's important in just a second. So I'm going to peel this off of the backer. If you have a hard time getting your transfers off of the backer, just run your finger, the edge of your finger or whatever, over it. It'll lift right up. And you can see the back of our transfers are shiny. They're adhesive backed, so they're sticky. And this backer sheet, can you tell that it's shiny? Let me lift it up so you get a better peek. It's shiny, kind of like a freezer paper type of thing. The reverse side is dull. You always want the shiny side of the backer to go against the sticky side of the transfer. So by writing the name of the transfer on the back, I stop myself from inadvertently sticking this side against the adhesive. So then it also helps me when I have transfers that are multiple sizes or cut apart. It allows me to know what piece goes to what actual transfer. So our transfers are made out of vinyl and silkscreen, and the silkscreen allows us to have this beautiful imagery and wording, nice, crisp, and clean. Now I'm doing this, I'm fuzzing a little bit more than I would fuzz on wood because our Aiden is a premium chalkboard, very, very smooth, so it's going to stick very snugly to it. So maybe like 5 times or whatever. And fuzzing is just actually deliberately putting some lint on the back so the transfer doesn't stick as snugly as it otherwise would. So let me turn my board around here and get this positioned, and we'll get to chalking. And I'm just eyeballing it top to bottom, left to right. I want to smooth it down, make sure there aren't any air bubbles anywhere under my silk screen. I've got a little bumpy here. I did see something that I must have picked up from my fuzzing cloth. Word of caution. If you are using Spanish moss for any of your projects, for like stuffing, for around something, for whatever, make sure your fuzzing cloths aren't anywhere near them. I've picked off so many little crumbles off of these. It's just been crazy, and every now and then I still pick up something on my transfer because it had some of the little crumbles from the Spanish moss. So what I think I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use the rose gold for the wording. I will use the olive shimmer for any of the foliage, and then for my little squiggles like here, or my sun and my squiggles here, I'm trying to decide what I really want to do. I think I'm going to go with the Shimmer Frost. So before I get started with chalking, let me show you what I want to do, because I've got a little area here that's going to be a little tight to get into. I'm going to be using the mini squeegee, my small squeegee probably for the lettering, just because it's quicker, and my detail tool to get into little areas. But right here with the sun, oh, I don't know if I want the sun to be rose gold or if I want the sun to be Shimmer Frost. I might change my mind and make it rose gold along with the lettering. I don't know. Day before yesterday, the most amazing sunrise here. Mom was up, it was, a little bit before 6, and I had made her breakfast, and I was sitting at the table, and I kind of looked towards the living room and saw the sunrise through the little window in the front door, and it was totally pink. I mean, totally pink enough so that I said, whoa, is that the sunrise or is something else going on? So I hustled her into the living room right away, and it was definitely the sunrise. It was absolutely beautiful. So I'm using the placement tape. This might be a little bit long. I might have to do this in 2 pieces, to basically cover up the rays from the sun. Oh, let me just get here, a little sun image here, so that I don't accidentally chalk where I don't want to. So I'm going to go right up to that, and then I'm going to cover this little piece up here, and then basically I will do this line, and then come back and pull this off, and then chalk the sun. Just an easy way of making sure that you don't inadvertently chalk something that you weren't intending. Oops, I gotta lift that up and scoot it over a little bit here. And this is kind of like a washi tape, but it does have like ruler markings on it. Okay. So I think I'm gonna go with my wording first. It is so absolutely warm in here. I feel like I am melting. Mom's cold all the time, so there's generally a space heater going. I'm just stirring this up to make sure it's the proper consistency. And whereas the living room is usually warmer than the kitchen, and it's warm in here. Okay. So let's see. Sometimes I put my squeegee right into the little jar. Sometimes I scoop it out with my little stir stick here. And I'm going to probably do a little bit paste and peel here to make sure that this doesn't dry out when I do the foliage and stuff like that. I don't want it drying in my silk screen. Anything that's a little bit more involved, I'll generally do the paste and peel just as a precaution, unless it's like a one and done where I use one color over the whole image. So I just apply my paste, smooth it out. I like to go over a little bit extra when I'm using the shimmers because the shimmers have a little bit of texture to them, and I want to make sure I've got everything covered. And really just very light pressure. It's not like I have to push this through the silk screen. I'm just going over it gently and moving it across the silk screen. Be a little careful here around the foliage. I'm going to go up away from it so that I get my little lines covered. Drop me a line, let me know where you're viewing from. We were a nice balmy 50 degrees here in the Chicago suburbs today. How wonderful was that after that nasty, nasty cold snap last week? Boy, I sure didn't enjoy that. I'm not quite sure what our lowest temp was, but our wind chill was 35 below. And there were a lot of precautions about if you're outside, you know, more in less than 10 minutes, your skin could actually freeze and you'll have frostbite. So it was not pleasant, to say the least. Okay, I just want to make sure I have everything covered here. I'm going to lift it and take a look before I go on to the next part. And lifting it is also part of the paste and peel. I'm going to lift it up, check it out, and this is sticking pretty snugly because remember I said the surface is so beautifully smooth. Okay, this looks like I missed something, but is actually distressing in the transfer, so that's fine. So I'm going to just leave this up for a second or a few seconds, and then I'm going to lay it back down. I do have to get this little area here. But the paste and peel means I lift it up so that the paste doesn't dry in the transfer. I need to take care of the top of my R, the bottom of my D here, okay, and my little line over here. So I have 3 little fixes. I'm going to lay this back down gently. Whoops. I want to make sure it's in the right spot, and I've got a little air bubble in there. You lift up and put it down again. So my 3 issues were this little area here. I'm going to grab a smaller squeegee so that I could get in there a little bit better. There, the bottom of my D, and the top of my R. And I might have missed a little bit on the lines here. Okay, I think that's fine. So lift that up for a sec. I must have lifted something off here on my D. Go back over that. Okay. So I'm going to use the smaller squeegee to get into the tighter areas. And try and pick up the pace a little bit here. I always say that if you could butter toast, you can chalk. Truly, it's not much different than, it's actually easier than spreading butter on bread. All you have to do is watch and not chalk something that's going to be a different color. If you do accidentally chalk an area that you don't intend to, especially if you're doing this on chalkboard, you could wipe it up and remove it, or you could let it dry and then remove it and then put the transfer once it's clean back over it and just fix your mistake. It's one of the things that really drew me to chalking. I was like, excuse me, what? I could erase it if I make a mistake. Oh, wait a second. I could erase it when I'm tired of it and I want to use my transfer, my surface for something different. So the surfaces are reusable. I don't have to have a bunch of different surfaces. I could reuse, change my designs by the season and use the same base or surface. I was like, no, am I understanding that correctly? Yes, I was understanding it correctly. It really is that cool. So back to Club Couture. Club Couture has perks most months for its members. Perks and specials. One of the things is you always get your very first order of the month, whatever you choose to order. If you choose to order, you don't have to. But if you order anything, your first order of the month, you've got discounted shipping, which is always cool to get a discount on shipping. And then there's other specials and things for club members. Comes right to your door. It is, the pastes are picked specifically for the transfer, so it's not like you have to worry and think about what color you want to use. It's already color coordinated for you, so that's really cool. I'm going to clean this off, put it back in my jar, and grab my small squeegee and put the excess back in that jar too. It's no sense wasting it. Might as well scrape it off and put it in there. I'm going to lift this side a little bit. I paste and peel so this doesn't dry in here. Make sure I have everything covered. Oops, I see right here I was too light. Oops, let me go back over here. Like I said, I like to go over a couple times with the shimmers just to make sure I have everything covered. And when you lift your transfer, you want to basically be lifting straight up. Okay, I have one little issue right here, and I could see it now. I didn't see it when I was doing it. I missed a little piece of the line. Let me just get that again. Lift it up. And of course, what do I have? A piece of transfer tape stuck to my finger. I'm going to have to reapply that. Or maybe I don't have to reapply it thinking about it, because I'm going to then do that area. Okay. So I'm going to set this back down. It's off my finger. Oops. I have an air bubble here. Let me rearrange this a little bit. Okay, I'm going to do the foliage in the olive green and the olive shimmer, and then the sun and the other little accent pieces in my shimmer white. This is thickened a little bit on me. And of course, my spray bottle is on the other side of the table. You know, that never fails, right? And I got it. I'm going to add a little distilled water to it to thin it up. I haven't used my olive shimmer in quite a while. And I do have the tendency of forgetting to put the lids on tightly, so you always want to cover them up when you're not using them. Hence, here I have this one that I haven't covered. But I might need to go back to it, so that's my logic in that. And give this another little spritz. Well, this is pretty good, except I just have it all over my detail tool now. Let me clean this up a little bit and grab some paste. Oops, here we go. Now our detail tool has a tiny, tiny squeegee on the end that I'm using to get this foliage and go over the silk screen with it. It's very small. I'll try and clean it off so you can see how little it really is. But it does a great job of getting into tiny little areas where you're up against another color or something else. Our multi-tool has a slightly larger squeegee on the end. This has the squeegee on one end, and the other end has a little pointy thing. Great for lifting up your transfers if they're stuck to a surface and you can't get a finger hold on it, it could lift it up for you and let you get at it. Also really good for when you're working with cutouts, to hold it in place. You could just put the point down on the surface and hold it still while you're chalking. If you are not a member of my VIP group and would like to be privy to additional tips and tricks, other videos, and the occasional game or two, comment VIP below and I will send you the link. My VIP group there's no obligation whatsoever and obviously no cost. The only restriction is you cannot be a current designer. Company policy prohibits designers being members of other designers' VIP groups. So just comment VIP. And speaking about designers, if you would like to do what I do, or you would like to just save money on your chalk supplies, or you're a maker and would like to save money on your supplies for what you're making and selling, comment team and I will send you information about becoming a designer. We currently have, you could sign up and become a designer for just $9.99. We do have a couple specials that you could, other choices, one of which is sign up for $99 and you get a kit that includes around $265 of retail of supplies, which is pretty cool. That's what I did when I first joined up, and absolutely no regrets at all. This bundle for the $99 is just absolutely amazing. So if you're interested in joining, comment team, or if you just want to know more about what's in the kit or whatever, comment team. I have a little video that I could send you a link to on YouTube that explains the details about it, and it might be something you'd enjoy. So I'm almost done with all the foliage here. I just want to make sure I have everything covered pretty well before I lift this up, and I need to lift it up, my paste and peel, and getting kind of, it's been a while, I need to get this up. I'm going to pick up the pace here a little bit, and I don't know why I was using such short little strokes with the detail tool. There's no reason I can't go longer and just be a little bit more efficient there. I think that looks pretty good. I just need to get, oops, right here. Of course I could see it now. Once I lifted it up, I could see that I missed a little area, half of those leaves, and part of that stem. And the top of this little stem. I'm notorious for missing the tops of my letters. Sometimes my lighting isn't the best for me to see, and I miss little pieces. Oops, and I missed right here. Okay. Just lay that back down. I want to set it down. Where's my little squiggles? I want to make sure I get that. And I want to lift this part up again. Okay, that looks good. So, just lay it back down. Get my sun and my little, I think, clouds there in this little area. In this, and we'll be done. Let me clean my squeegee real quick. My detail tool, because I definitely need to get into there with the shimmer white. Let me get the olive off of it. If you're not familiar with our shimmer white, our shimmer frost chalk paste, let me tell you a little secret about it. It's white and it has shimmer. Okay, well, it makes sense. It's shimmer frost. However, when you use this chalk paste on glass, it appears that the glass is etched. It isn't, which is kind of cool because on the outside of a glass, of course, where no one's going to be putting their mouth or anything, it'll look like etched glass without actually etching it. Now, if you want to etch glass, you can etch glass with our transfers. Just use a glass etching medium, and it's real easy to do. Pretty much the same way with the paste, only you put it on for a certain period of time. You know, follow the directions on the etching cream. And I always suggest that people wear safety goggles with etching healing cream. I know a lot of people don't, but you know, better to be safe than whatever. And apply the paste, the etching cream as you would paste. You could probably give it a nice thicker coat, so you don't have to worry about smoothing it or you know, taking the lines out of it or whatever. Put a rather heavy coat on it. Leave it on for the desired amount of time, or what the instructions say, and then rinse it off, and it will actually etch your glass. We have a dynamite sale going on right now, 70% off of a lot of our holiday, Christmas, Halloween, Valentine's Day things. 70% is awesome. I've never seen the company offer that kind of a discount. So if there's something you've had your eye on, see if it's there and snag it now. I'll pin the comment with the link to the top of this, or to the top of the comments when I'm done with this. If you'd like to try chalk and you haven't, the Oh Christmas Tree Kit is absolutely an amazing. The kit comes with a decorative cutting board, all the chalk paste that you need, squeegee, paintbrush, obviously the transfer. It's a great beginner kit for anyone thinking of getting into chalking or trying it out. And it's at such an economical price of only $9. How can you beat that? What a way to stick your toe in the water and see if you like chalking. Make a beautiful gift for someone. And once you have the transfer, you can reuse it over and over. And of course, you can add whatever embellishments that you want to this. You could add some ribbon, jute, some flowers, whatever you think is appropriate. And if you want to not, you know, color outside the box a little bit like I did and not go with the colors that came with your kit, you're welcome to do that. Change it up however you like. Isn't that the fun of crafting? Okay, it's peel and reveal time. Let's check this out. I just need someone to hold down the board a little bit for me. There we go. What do you think? I think the color combo works well. And it is just such a beautiful transfer. I have a little bit of paste on my frame that I'll wipe up with a damp paper towel. Thank you so much for watching. I surely appreciate it. See you soon.